All right. I think we can go ahead and cut the music, Victoria. So welcome everybody. Thanks everyone for being so punctual. I'd like to welcome you all to our first ever Pitch and Bridge startup competition. I'd like to welcome our members of the jury, board members of the Smart Landing Program Canada, our mentors, startups, friends of input, our distinguished partners and guests. We are so excited to have you all with us. We have a great lineup today of 10 startups from 3 different countries, all in the health tech, biotech, medtech space. And as excited as we are to hear their pitches, this is not just your typical startup competition. It's a whole lot more. We have a lot of people here today from different backgrounds and countries, and we are so happy to welcome you all to this little community of international experts and friends that we're growing. Whether you're here because of your interest in the sector or just wanted to learn more about the Smart Landing program and what this is all about, we welcome you and hope you enjoy today's program. So we have a couple slides here up at the top. You can go ahead and go into the housekeeping. So we will be recording today's session. If anybody has any issues with that, just keep your video and microphone off and don't worry, you won't appear. For our startups and jury members, make sure to keep yourself on mute if you're not talking. For everybody else in the audience, just go ahead and stay on mute the whole time if that's all right. And then everybody, if you want to write after your name, if you right-click your name and change it, you can just add at the end if you are a mentor, one of the startups, one of our partners, or a jury, especially because that's going to be helpful for us when we go into the breakout room. And then, as you know, today there will be a networking portion in addition right after the startup pitches while the jury is deliberating. And it's still not too late to sign up for that. So there's the link right there. We're going to share it in the chat as well. There's just a very quick registration process. So go ahead and do that so that you can take part of the networking if you would like to. There's a green, yellow, and red ranking system too. So you can see the other registrants and choose kind of who you'd like to talk to. And the system will do all the smart matches for you that way. So again, there's an opportunity to speak with 5 different people today during the networking session. Please go ahead and sign up using the link in the chat if you haven't done that so far. Okay, so today we are going to be going through just a little bit of background about the 2 core organizing organizations here for today's event, the Input Program, Smart Landing Program. We have a little welcome message from one of our board members from Smart Landing Program Canada, Rory Francis. And then we'll jump right into the pitches. Each startup has 3 minutes to pitch, and there will be 3 minutes of Q&A from our jury. We have 5 members of the jury, so probably not everybody will get to ask a question in every round, but I'll be moderating the Q&A portion as well and try to make sure everybody gets an equal chance to chat. Then we'll take a break so the jury can go deliberate, make their decisions. There will be 3 winners in today's competition. And then while the jury is deliberating, everybody else can go into the Blitzer platform to have the networking. It'll be about a half an hour. And then everybody will come back and meet back here in this same Zoom link where we will announce the winners. Okay, next slide, please. So today's event would not be possible without the hard work of the great team members that we have here. So I'd like to really thank everybody on this slide here for their hard work and dedication. You've probably been in touch with at least one of these people, but thank you so much to the whole team for organizing this and making everything such a success. Okay, next slide. We also could not have done this without our mentors. So this is not just a one-off startup competition where we just invite people and listen to them blind. Each startup got matched with a professional international mentor who helped coach them and prepare for today's event. So we've been actually going through this since December. So there's quite a bit of preparation went into this event. So thank you very much to all of our mentors. I see many of you here in the audience. Thank you so much for joining us and for your support. Okay, so just a few words about the Input Program. So the Input Program is a high priority government initiative in Hungary funded by the EU with a mission to create and nurture internationally competitive Hungarian tech startups. Because of our efforts and our success stories so far, we were recognized in 2018 as a UN Global Best Practice, basically for a lot of the efforts that we've done so far, and really kind of has elevated the program. And we have some of our partners here from our UN work as well, so welcome to everybody. The next slide, just a few words about the key activities, the main pillars of input. There's 5 basic streams of activity. So we facilitate and organize a national startup coordinator network in all of the different regions and counties in Hungary. So we're really just trying to build up the entrepreneurial spirit and ecosystem, not just in the capital city of Budapest, but all around the countryside as well. Through that, we organize different trainings. We have a very robust mentor program, which we just launched. We brought that to the international level last year as well. We have a dedicated business development team that supports all the startups that we work with. And then we also organize our international soft landing network. So we, and the Smart Landing Program Canada, which I'll speak about in a moment, was born out of this initiative. So we did an assessment and identified 12 ecosystems where we felt that there would be some momentum and excitement to have Hungarian startups coming their way. And started investigating and making collaborations and partnerships in those networks. And basically, the point is to have, kind of a warm network of individuals and organizations who can support our companies coming in from Hungary. And then that's really grown out of there to be also kind of building a two-way bridge. So we're also happy to support companies and startups that are coming from those ecosystems as they approach Hungary as well. Okay, and you can go to the next slide. So enter the Smart Landing Program Canada. One of the 12 markets that we identified, obviously, was Canada. And really out of the 12, we've had the warmest welcome, the most success, I think, there so far. Things have really picked up. We have some amazing partners that we've been working with for the past few years. And out of that partnership and those collaborations, several individuals from representing those organizations got together and said, you know what, we need to make this official. So we launched officially the Smart Landing Program Canada Incorporated. It's a new not-for-profit Canadian entity. We launched this last November. And it was representing individuals from all of these founding members. So we have Input, Innovation PEI, PEI BioAlliance, the City of Summerside, and Natural Products Canada. And you will see some of those faces. We have some members of the jury from our board, and you'll hear from Rory Francis momentarily. So the Smart Landing Program Canada was born out of a great collaboration between Input and our partners in Canada. Input has provided the scouting services and preparation of companies that are looking to reach the Canadian market. And this event is kind of a natural outgrowth of some of those activities. And we hope to do many more of these on different sectors, looking at different countries and ecosystems as well. Okay, you can go to the next slide. Yes, so as I mentioned, Smart Landing Program Canada is really the flagship model for our international network of Smart Landing Program locations worldwide. We hope to be opening several more Smart Landing programs in the coming years. So if you are interested in opening a new location in your ecosystem, please don't hesitate to get in touch, and we'd love to talk to you and share our experience in Canada and see what we can do in your country as well. Okay, next slide. Yeah, so the approach of Smart Landing Program Canada, so every ecosystem has a different flavor, different strengths and weaknesses. And what we can really provide and add value to our startups that are looking to enter Canada are really around 2 things. So one is helping them just get a foothold, create some initial traction in Canada. So maybe you have some success in your home market, but you need some support in creating your sales pipeline, making your first hire, finding a manufacturing facility or lab space. So these are all kinds of things that kind of fall into that first bucket. And then closely related to that is getting fundraising. So maybe you have your seed round in your local ecosystem, and you're looking to expand internationally. To get fundraising in North America, you need to have traction there. So these kind of 2 go hand in hand. Our network in Canada is also very special because a lot of our partners have access to non-dilutive grant funding, which is really a great opportunity for a lot of companies to take advantage of. And that's something that's unique and special about Canada. So that's really something that, we're promoting and has really convinced me to drink the Canadian Kool-Aid. Okay, next slide. Yeah, so we are open to companies from any industry. But we're especially focusing on companies where our partners have the most, can add the most value. And that's exactly why we did this event organized in that space. So health tech, med tech, biotech, natural product space. That's kind of where we're looking in the first place. But anybody that's interested in applying can definitely get in touch and enter our pipeline, and we have some resources and options to work with you as well. Okay, next slide. Yeah, so some people have said, well, okay, international expansion, that's probably all on hold right now, right? Because of COVID and the whole, interesting world situation we're in right now. Well, actually, I have found personally that COVID has made the world smaller. So I've actually spent more time talking with international contacts over the past year than ever before, because you can't travel. So that, this is what we have. And actually, I think it has made the world a smaller place. It's made people a lot more open to connecting. More than ever, things are possible to achieve virtually. And it's really, a great time to do this. So we hope that we didn't want to sit around and do nothing. So that's how we thought, okay, well, we organize startup competitions all the time. Why not, do something online? And that's how we were able to organize this event today with our partners from all over the world. And we hope that you get a chance to meet several of these people and broaden your networks as well by participating. Okay, and lastly, I think that's probably the end. Yeah, so we're excited to have you. Let's innovate together. Okay, enough from me. Now I'd like to pass the word for a moment to one of our fellow board members at Smart Landing Program Canada, Rory Francis. He's going to give you a few opening thoughts about today's event. Rory?
Thanks very much, Mary. And good morning or afternoon, everyone, depending where you are in the world. Amazing to see such a great turnout today for this event. It's really kind of our launch event. And obviously, Mary and her team have done a great job in connecting with many of you who have interest in startups and in helping startups move their business to commercial success. Really, that's what maybe I can talk about for a moment or two. Really just to welcome everyone on behalf of our board and our chair, Shelley King, who's also on the call today. I think she's working, so she's decided not to be the spokesperson this morning. But a bit of the background, maybe just in terms of why the Prince Edward Island Bio Alliance is interested in Smart Landing Canada, why we're a board member, and a bit of the context of what we actually do. I will say that picture that Mary showed about the lovely food display around the Smart Landing Program Canada, there was a beverage in the middle of the table, and I have a very good suspicion it was gin and tonic. That may have had something to do with this. That's all I'll say about that. And David Maas may know something about that as well. But the goal, as Mary has said, the goal of Smart Landing Program Canada is really to, it's a Canadian-European alliance, and it's all about helping early stage companies, often pre-proof of concept, move their technology from technology to marketplace successfully, and to de-risk the challenging process of getting to the market in North America. And I would say it's, as Mary said, it's not just Canada. We have many companies we're working with that their interest is the North American marketplace, perhaps through a Canadian platform. So as board members of Smart Landing Program Canada, we all kind of bring our own toolbox to the table. And in our case, maybe it's a bit of the background of why this is important to us. As an organization, we've been around for 15 years as a cluster development organization here in Atlantic Canada, and our mandate is all about economic development, private sector-led economic development. We are a private not-for-profit, and in the biosector. So that's one slice of the breadth of technologies that Smart Landing Canada will be supporting and looking at. We started from very small beginnings. We're now about 60 companies and 300 million in sales, 300 million Canadian dollars in sales, about 2,100 employees in our cluster. So we're not one of the mega bio clusters in the world, but we're getting there. And it's been a very fast rate of growth over the last decade in particular. And we, our board as Bio Alliance is all about creating what these days is called the innovation ecosystem that's supporting companies moving from early stage to successful businesses that can certainly impact the economy and solve some big world problems along the way. So it's a partnership of businesses, research and academic organizations, government partners, all kind of rowing together with a single purpose and a single strategy to achieve bigger goals in terms of economic impact and company success. Uh, we don't do bio everything. We have some target markets in our case and areas of kind of high competency in terms of the technology platform, biopharmaceutical manufacturing, natural product chemistry, particularly in marine natural products and cannabis-based value-added products, animal health, fish health, vaccines, in R&D and manufacturing of vaccines, and diagnostics would kind of cover the territory. We also have, for the past several years, run a virtual incubator called Emergence, which you may have noticed earlier. The director of our incubator program, Mark Redmond, is on today and is one of the mentors. And our business development lead, Edward Francis, is also on the call. We have about 50 active companies in that incubator program. So it's virtual, so it's not bricks and mortar. It's very much about programs and initiatives that can help companies, again, move from that early stage, often pre-proof of concept, to the marketplace successfully. And that's what many of the companies here today are trying to do. In our cluster, about half the companies, either the companies themselves or their technologies, are from some other part of the world. So this is not a new initiative to us in terms of working with companies that have an international birthplace or have come from some other jurisdictions and are looking for the kind of infrastructure it requires to help get to a North American market successfully. So the incubation platform is really about addressing for companies, particularly international companies, things like regulatory strategy. Hugely important if you're in the bio area. The access to the market is always dependent on having a regulatory strategy that allows you relatively quickly and knowing what you're doing, getting registration of your product in the marketplace. And that could be markets, let's say, in North America or in some other part of the world. Market assessment, extremely important, often not so well done. IP strategy, again, coming from different jurisdictions, how to make sure that your intellectual property is protected, access to capital, et cetera, et cetera. All the things that you folks know well are essential ingredients in moving your company and your technology to the marketplace. So this Smart Landing Program Canada, just by nature, is just another pipeline of obviously very talented individuals and companies and amazing technologies that could well have a really big success in a North American marketplace. So our role as Smart Landing Canada and our role as the Bio Alliance very much aligned on how do we make that happen? How do we assist companies in the kind of challenging, navigating the challenging waters of moving a technology to commercial success? So we've become pretty good at that. There's never any guarantees in life, but it's really about de-risking, shortening time to market, and trying to make sure that companies have the support they need to be successful. So we're thrilled to be part of Smart Landing Program Canada, the partnership with Input, and the opportunity to meet some amazing people from all over the world who are trying to develop successful businesses. And just look forward to the day. Thank you, Mary, and thank you everyone for giving us an opportunity to welcome you all.
Great. Thanks so much, Rory. Okay, so without further ado, I think we are going to get to the main event. So just a recap of what we've done so far. So the recruitment for today's event actually happened last November. We had our kickoff in early December, where each of the teams here were matched with one of our mentors, and then they got to work. And the mentors helped them prepare for today. During the last month, we also were reaching out to different partners who we thought might be interested in joining us and listening in. So we give our startups the best chance of finding new connections and networking as well. So we hope everybody goes home with something valuable today. So even if you don't win the competition, we hope you got some great support from our mentors and get to meet some interesting people during the networking session. Okay, and so now I'm going to introduce our jury. And if you want to just wave and say hello when I say your name. So we have Shelley King, CEO of Natural Products Canada, and also the chair of our board at Smart Landing Program Canada. Thank you. Welcome, Shelley. We have Eddie Francis, also as Rory mentioned, working with him in PEI BioAlliance. He also heads up our steering committee at Smart Landing Program Canada. Dr. Laszlo Radványi from the Ontario Institute for Cancer Research. Welcome, Dr. Radványi. We have Joe Gill, legal counsel for Smart Landing Program Canada and also representing the Saskatchewan startup community. And Stephanie Corbett from Island Capital Partners, a VC in Prince Edward Island. So welcome, Stephanie and Joe as well. Okay, so we are going to get started. This is the lineup for today. So startups, just try to keep track of where you are in the order. When I announce the next company, I'll also say who's on deck. So if you can just kind of be ready to go, that'll help us with the transition so we move things along quickly. Okay, so without further ado, here we go. Please welcome BioCeltics. As soon as your slides are up and you start talking, I will start the clock and your 3 minutes will begin.
Yeah, hello everyone. Just I'm trying to share my screen, which should be here. Can you see my slides?
Yep.
Okay.
We see it in the same view that you do. So if you're using presentation mode, we see that too.
Okay. Some technical maybe issues like this one. Is
that
it
looks
okay?
Great. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So hello everyone, I'm Pavel from BioCeltics and we are a new generation biotech company in pet industry. So please let me start with clarifying something. There are two really big trends in pet industry right now. The first one is that more and more people love animals, and it is driven mainly by millennials who are young people willing to spend money on their pets. And the second thing is that more and more animals suffer from autoimmune and inflammatory diseases, and this is a real problem. Like, for instance, 20% of dogs suffer from osteoarthritis right now, or 15% of dogs suffer from atopic dermatitis. These are all inflammatory diseases, and they are currently treated by traditional chemical drugs in most cases with a lot of side effects. And on the crossroad of these two trends, there is a strong need for new therapies, and this is the place where we come in with our technology. BioCeltics is a biotech company that develops biopharmaceuticals based on stem cells. These are allogenic stem cells, which means that we are capable of giving stem cells from a single healthy donor animal to multiple patients. So there is no need for personalization. This is something really important, that we are not a single product company. We work on several species across several routes of administration across multiple diseases, which makes a lot of possible products. Another thing which is very important is that we have built our own GMP compliant production facility, which is located here in Poland, and currently it has a capacity of about 50,000 doses per year. We are very close to start clinical trials with our lead product, which is the canine osteoarthritis product. We are starting clinical trials this year, Just after this, we have atopic dermatitis, and then we have horse products. So the timeline and the pipeline is, I would say, quite robust right now. We plan to start our selling our products in 2023. Just in case you wonder how big might be the business, you can see the slide right now. So we think that well, we are aiming to get about $150 million of revenues from the sales of our product.
Okay, your 3 minutes is up,
yes,
so just finish your sentence. And
I just finished
Great.
with the last slide and our team. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, questions from our jury. And I don't actually see anybody, so feel free to just jump in if somebody has a question.
Mary, it's Shelley.
Great. Hi, Shelley.
Hi, just a quick question. So I will preface this by saying I am an animal lover. I did have 5 dogs,
Yep.
3 of which had terrible osteoarthritis, so I understand the issue. Can you just map out for me or give me a high-level overview of what the Canadian regulatory market would require for you to be able to get this on the market in Canada?
Well, the basic approach is exactly the same as we are doing here in Europe. I mean, we are close to European Medicines Agency right now, and just after we get the results from the safety part and then the efficacy part, we are able to get marketing authorization here in Europe. This is still an open question, actually, whether we can use this result, exactly the same set of results, to get a license for marketing authorization in North America. It is not so clear because we actually and honestly didn't talk to we didn't talk to North American regulators right now. We focus on European regulator, but we are quite advanced with our product. So I think this is the good time to start doing this more internationally, like intercontinentally, I would say.
Thank you.
So this is Laszlo Radványi. Great, interesting presentation. Very interesting products. Regarding, you have this sales forecast, but what about your connections to, like, how is your marketing going to take place in terms of your network? Do you have, in terms of veterinary clinics, hospitals? Can you a little bit describe that? How are you going to reach into the market?
Yes, of course. Well, the point is that we are currently talking to 3 large pet companies or vet companies from top 10 globally. It is a good idea to develop this kind of products in such a small company like Bioceltics, but it's a very bad idea to try to go to the market ourselves with this type of products. We don't know how to do this, actually. I mean, it's pointless to build the selling strategy based on own sales. It's much better to sell a license or find a partner who will distribute our products. And this is my main goal right now in the talks I have.
Okay, that's a good answer. Thanks.
So a question from Stephanie Mary. I'm curious on just your forecasting, then your financials, what material you're using to pour into that in terms of like who you're planning to sell to directly. And then is that just, is that contingent on scaling globally, or are those sales forecasted if you're able to just sell in Europe, for example?
I'm not sure if I get your question, if I understand.
That's fair. So
the point.
You're forecasting numbers. Like I appreciate
Yes.
the hockey stick approach, but I'd like to know like what data points that are, pouring into that are giving you guys the confidence in the sales. So is that
Okay.
in order to hit that, do you need to be selling globally, or is it sufficient enough in the next 4 or 5 years to hit
Well,
those sales in Europe alone?
This is based on sales in Europe. This is one thing. The second thing, it is based on sales, the selling performance by a large company, and it was already consulted with a large company. And there are two forecasted revenues to Bioceltics, I would say. The first one is a license from a product already sold. And the second one is that we are also a manufacturer of these products, because we have really something unique here in Poland. I mean, this GMP compliant facility, which is already a large scale one, and we are able to produce our own products. So we have two types of revenues here, and
Okay,
this
I think I'm
this,
gonna have to
this
cut you off.
combines to the numbers.
Great. So there's two different revenue types, and it's mostly
Yep.
on sales in Europe. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Pavel. Congratulations. All right. And now I'd like to call up our next startup, Zsolt from Supple and Medified. You are on deck. All right, Zsolt, thanks for being ready.
I'm
Whenever
ready.
you're ready, take it away.
Good afternoon for everyone and good morning at the same time. My name is Zsolt Podrensky. I'm the founder and the CEO of the Supple, which is an artificial intelligence-based personalized supplementation platform. What is the general problem? What is the general problem we try to solve? People take supplements without a lot of health data to drive those decisions. We take them without much thought as to do we need them and what levels. Supple proprietary artificial intelligence couples customers' health data into personalizing their supplements to try and maximize their health requirements based on their own unique health profiles. What is our solution? The customer journey has three main key stages. Firstly, we collect health data from different sources. Secondly, our core algorithm calculates an individual recipe for each users, which is then transferred to the mixer. Thirdly, the mixer contains different pods. The pods contains different vitamin and mineral solubles. After transferring the personal recipe to the mixer, it mixes your personal multivitamin in your home. Supple is between the non-personalized mass products and the expensive high-end individualized solutions, targeting the health-conscious middle or upper middle-class customers. We made interviews, focus groups with our target customers to identify the key areas that are taken into account in their decisions. In the past 2 years, we optimized our product and did better solutions than our competitors. Our team covers the key expertise areas of the projects. We have from a White House AI advisor to an Olympic champion, and our main background is an IT developer team, which almost 30 IT developer. How can you participate to reach our goals? At this point, we are looking for an investment of 2.2 million euros investment in the financing the next 1.5 years. Our pre-seed investor has committed to join us in the next round of investment. Therefore, we are looking for 1.5 million euros to facilitate the market launch. Now we are in 6 months to the launch the product in the North American market. We are past an angel and the pre-seed investment round, which means approximately 360,000 euros total investment up to this day. We established our Canadian footprint, enabling us to launch the operation in the North American region. Finally, why we focus on Canada and the PEI. We started our conversation 1 year ago with PEI innovation actors and realized that this innovation network understands the food industry and has these 4 key elements. The most important is the availability of our target customers in the United States and Canada. Thank you for your time, and please feel free to ask me.
Perfect, thank you. All right. Questions from our jury?
I'll jump in here. Dr. Solt, Joe Gill here. Great presentation. Thank you for that. I just have a question when it comes to your customers and the establishment of your marketplace. Obviously, it goes without question that people are very concerned about like to think they're concerned about their health, but is this more of a play? How are you going to reach out to individuals, attract name recognition in the marketplace? Or is this a play where you're looking to partner with somebody who already has a good traction in kind of the B2C space and is able to have better sort of tentacles into consumers directly? I wonder if you could speak to that.
According to our market introduction plan, we are focusing two beachhead groups of customers. The first one are the non-professional athletes, and the second one, the bariatric patients. Why these groups? Because they have the most important pains. The bariatric patients has a limited products. They have to use dietary supplements after their bariatric surgery lifetime. So they have to use dietary supplements. And non-professional athletes, they are also heavy dietary supplement users, but from another reason, they have health goals and sport goals to achieve. And that's the reason why they are heavy user. And we found that these two groups are a good entry point to this market. According to our sales plan, we set up an omnichannel sales strategy. Our basic business model is a monthly fee subscription model in the B2C market and a razor and blade model on the B2B market. It is similar to the Nescafe. I think you know. So these are the most important actors we can use to reach our customers. We are just making our marketing plan to identify the most effective marketing channels to reach them. But at this time, we have the key potential partners we can use to reach these beachhead markets.
Thank you.
Great. We have time for one more question.
Eddie, do you want to go? Yeah, I'll let you because I asked the question before.
Thanks, Laszlo. Zsolt, great presentation. I'm wondering about the data side and how and what data you're collecting to really narrow down the supplement that they're looking to take. Is it more of a manual basis? I know you're using some telemetry as well too. Refining that data and the structure questions are really going to refine the product. Can you walk me through how you guys developed your algorithm?
Generally, we use two different groups of data. First group of data is the user-related personal health data. These data can be put into our algorithm through different kinds of models. First one, we have an application. The users can enter their personal data and send to our algorithm. The second, we can connect health trackers. And we can use the data of these health trackers. The secondly, and the most convenient way is if you have a Google Personal Assist, you can connect our application and we can use the health-related personal data of the Google Personal Assist. The second group of the data we are using is the not personal user data, for example, the geographic location. We have to use different kinds of, for example, selenium if you are living in China, and we have to use different kind of selenium if you are living in the United States. So that is the second group of data that is not a personal health data, but most important characteristics of the user.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Oh, I don't have time for a question?
I think we should move on.
Okay.
But you can write it in the chat maybe, and Zsolt can respond to you. Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have the Medified team, and then Prața Medicine is on deck. So please welcome Medified.
Yes, just a second. Can you see the screen?
Yep, looks good.
Okay, hello. Mental health disorders are unfair enemy for patients, professionals, and care providers. I'm Valtteri Korkeoski, a medical student, and we are Medified. Did you know that every fifth of us will suffer from mental health disorders? Unfortunately, COVID-19 is a great challenge also for mental health care. Demand for effective digital healthcare has peaked. Mental health disorders are a real issue for both professionals and patients due to the complexity of the disease and limited resources. Ways to monitor treatments are outdated, which often leads to unoptimized treatment decisions. Medified is developing a cloud-based system that enables data-driven mental health treatments and creates a secure communication channel between healthcare professionals and patients. We combine multiple data sources to create more extent and unique overview of the patient personal recovery journey. Software system is documented, registered with the MDDC certification, and we also have a clear pathway to the FDA approval. The mobile app can be seen part of treatment while activating and supporting patient in the treatment process. The app intensifies the selected treatment method with AI automated psychoeducational features. With the use of novel technologies, we are able to capture the individual needs to provide better care without an extra workload. For professionals, we provide visualized clinical insights from the patient recovery journeys. Overall, we increase the impact and productivity of healthcare professionals' work with mental health disorders. The product has been developed in-house and iterated with healthcare professionals. We sell our SaaS to the healthcare providers. We are launching customer research project in both public and private sector, where we are able to co-develop the product and SaaS business model. In the future, we want to transform business model into more AI-enabled data management. We have proven national and international traction and recognition. We have collaboration with one of the biggest European mental health NGO, and we're winner of the Nordic Accenture Mental Health Tech Innovation Challenge last fall. We're currently generating first revenue, developing product market fit, and exploring potential international partnerships. For Medified, Canada is the optimal growth platform. Canada provides multidimensional stability and innovative ecosystem. Demand for psychiatric telemedicine is increasing due to COVID-19 and long distances and diverse population. Our modern solution has already clinical traction and initial business validation in a strong public healthcare domain, as in Canada. We've already been in contact with PE Health with very promising action points towards a pilot trial. Our goal is to have a first paying customer in Canada in 2021. Our team competence and diversity have been systematically developed. We have high potential individuals with unique competence cocktail in health, tech, and biz. We created remarkable partner advisor network that will enable our competitive advantage and growth. The need for personalized care hasn't changed, even though healthcare services are offered remotely. Our solution is there to support digital transformation, regardless of the treatment method, while maintaining the quality of care. We will not only create value for mental health patients, but also healthcare professionals and care providers. Thank you.
Perfect. Just exactly 3 minutes. Great job. Makes my job easier. Okay, jury. Eddie, looks like you were hands up first.
I might start quick. Laszlo, I don't want to take up time.
Oh, no, please.
Just a quick question. It's an interesting space, obviously, and there's some limitations on the interoperability with different platforms that physicians use. Are you talking to anybody about interfacing with electronic health records or electronic medical records, the Cerners, Apples of the world, and using the APIs of the Apple Orchard to do so?
Yeah, actually, that is a really great question. Currently, the software it's a standalone, but of course, the software has been built in a way that it can be translated through API so it's easy to integrate, so to say. So we've taken care of that in the very first place, because we know the area is really integrated focused or integration focused.
Great. So HL7 and FHIR capacity as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
Laszlo?
No, very interesting product. I think this is very timely, in fact, as you said, because of the COVID pandemic and people are shut in and a lot of issues with mental health. I guess I didn't get a sense of the competition in this space, and how is your technology better? I guess is a very open-ended question and how do you protect yourself in terms of someone copying it or any, I know this is sort of issues with software. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, that is a great question. As we all might know, there's a bunch of different mobile applications available for the mental health in the app stores. But what we want to do, we want to remain on the clinical end of the spectrum. So we want to provide value for healthcare professionals so they can provide better care for their patients. Therefore, we have to take in all the regulation and everything into account from the very first stage. But of course, then we also have algorithms that have been developed by ourselves to improve our IP. But of course, it's heavily competed area. But we have some plans to protect our business idea.
And then you have like I guess a world kind of international renowned advisory board of KOLs of psychologists, psychiatrists, and everything that sit on your.
Yeah, we are currently developing it, but it's coming there.
Yeah. Okay. No, excellent.
We have time for one last question.
Oh, Stephanie I have a quick question, Mary, on it. Just so I can practically understand how it's used. So I clearly understand you sell through to into the medical field, and then patients will use it. So can you talk to me a little bit about that, and like the way it's structured, and the data that's input into the technology? Like, is it fully reliant on me as a patient that's going to be doing it? Is that being driven by the medical professionals?
Yeah, so there's in optimal space, there's a positive feedback loop between healthcare professional and the patient. So professionals suggest patients to start using the application, so it increases commitment to the care. It's currently heavily based on patient input, but in the later stages, we also want to implement like the health application APIs to gather information about the health or activity and sleep and so forth. So currently it's really heavily focused on patient input, but in the later stages, it will be more autonomous data collection. If I answered the question somewhat briefly. And
yeah, that's perfect.
Good, thanks.
Great, thank you so much. Great work.
Thank you.
Okay, Mateos, you are up next, and then your anastomosis is on deck. And just a little bit of housekeeping. We're trying to have the spotlight working so we can see all the jury doing the Q&A. So if the jury members, you can stay off the video if you'd like during the presentation, but just pop back up when it's the Q&A. And then the presenters, if you can stop sharing once your 3 minutes are up, unless you have somebody has a question about one of your slides. That way we can try to have it so everybody can see everybody. Okay, thank you so much. Mateos, the floor is yours.
Okay, hello. My name is Mateusz. I'm from Poland, and I co-founder, and I will represent my job board platform for medical staff. And I made research in the medical sector. Increasing issues are aging population, and the fact that better and better skills will be required from employees. And our solution is matchmaking. Algorithm match the best employees and employers, which build a rich database. I made also research in competitions in Poland, Canada, and also in global internet. Our competitions mainly have funds for marketing and building huge database, but their weakness is that they aren't focused on one industry, but they take care of all occupations. We are focused only on one industry. That's why we can faster react to new trends, and we are also working at algorithm for the best matchmaking. Will help to find better employees and employers. And the idea was born in July 2019. And after 3 months, we had MVP version. We are still working on improvement and development of our website by 2020. And last time we have launched events, board and company profiles in January this year. Why Canada? The answer is simple. Canada is bigger market than Poland, also have aging society with increasing population, and also very good salaries in medicine sector. Our team is only four people. Jakub with me is co-founder. Last time joined to us Milena and Mateusz, who support us in QA as like a tester and marketing. We all work in IT industry, and we have a lot of experience with creation of digital products. What plans we have in the future? In the future, we are going to develop new products like what I said, matchmaking, HR department. We also improve our medical job board, and we want to sell tickets for medical events in Europe and also in Canada.
Okay, we are out of time. If you want to just wrap up this sentence, and then we can get started with the Q&A. Great. Any questions from our jury? For Mateusz?
I have one.
Shelley.
Good presentation. Thank you very much for that. It's two parts. One of a clarification question, because I want to make sure I understand. It's basically a recruitment tool. When you say matchmaking, it's a recruitment tool for the medical industry to recruit physicians, nurses, other healthcare workers?
All of workers in medical.
Okay. And then in terms of your competition, you had said your key, or I believe I heard you say one of your key competitive advantages was that you're focused on the medical factor. Is there other competitive advantages besides the sector or the healthcare focus?
Yeah, we only focus on the medicine because we see how very fast growing similar job board dedicated for IT, and what else?
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, I had a good question. Thanks for your presentation. I came out of this unclear as to what exactly this product is all about. I mean, so this is a recruitment tool for, I guess, healthcare professionals, but what is the target need and what are the outcomes that you're looking for and what is the problem you're trying to solve? I really didn't get a sense of that.
We want to resolve problem we find employees with high skills and we want to also resolve problem because methods what now exist in medicine is outdated, sorry, and when we want to improve methods like build a job board, not with which better user experience, and we have also want to target to people in social media like Facebook, LinkedIn, and also in Instagram, because young people, young doctors and nurses and therapists looking for a job in internet and spend a lot of time in internet, and they for example scroll Facebook and they see adverts and better offer, for example with range salaries, which is very required in this profession, in this industry.
Okay, no, thank you.
And I just have a quick question as well too. Sorry, Mary.
Go ahead. Yeah, we have 10 seconds. So quick one.
I understand how you're connecting the two together, the employer and the individual look. And are you doing a structured assessment surveys to collect that data so you can streamline it and make sure the machine learning is actually optimizing that process? Or how are you collecting the data outside the SEO world and resumes and CVs?
Now we didn't, but we have in plan use like Google tools like Google Analytics, Tracks, and something like that. But the most important is building a database with employees and employers, and later connect both sides is quite easy.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Mateusz. Okay, next up we have your anastomosis, and UpMedic, you are on deck. Okay, Noemi, we see your slides whenever you're ready. You're on mute. There we go.
Sorry. Can you see my screen?
Yep, we can see you and hear you loud and clear.
Great. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry, it stopped. I'm sorry, I don't know why it stopped. I'm sorry, I don't know. My slides doesn't change. Or maybe it's blocked.
Maybe just try not full screen.
Yes, I'm sorry for this inconvenience. I can't change the slides. Yes, it's Murphy. When you want to do something great. Okay, I'm sorry, I try again. Okay, now. So hi everyone, I hope it works. Yes. She's my grandmother and she survived an open heart surgery. And I feel lucky because she's 85 years old and 10 years after her surgery, she's still healthy. And what do you think was the likelihood of a negative outcome after these kinds of surgeries? It's 40%. The cardiovascular diseases are one of the most common diseases all around the world, and consequently, the number of the related surgeries is extremely high. There are about 2 million cardiovascular surgeries annually, and an upward trend is expected in the next years. Therefore, any improvement in the quality of the surgical interventions will be even more valuable. But this average 40% failure rate is extremely high. And the reason for this that the surgeons currently practice without objectively measured data about their surgical performance. And all they do is visually inspect the surgeries performed, and in the same way as it has been for hundreds of years. Yes, I think it doesn't sound good, and I think nobody wants that, for example, her or his grandma would be operated in this way. So therefore, at your anastomosis, our vision is to take the surgical education to the next level. And this is what we are doing exactly right now, because we provide surgical skill training kit for continuous and safe practice. And these kits are the combination of the hardwares and the softwares, because it also allows the blood flow measurement on the surgical performance. And based on this measured data, we can provide feedback for the surgeons on how they can improve their own surgical skill. And this is one of the most important because the lack of this measured data contribute to the 40% failure rate. So my name is Noemi, and our team makes this vision possible. And we just closed our fundraising round with 2 million euro recently. So our focus is on the executing on our expansion plan, which is reforming the surgical education worldwide. And here we are ready to enter the Canadian market because Canada has the most well-established system in the competency-based medical education, which is perfectly fits to our solution. And therefore, we ask you to help us with providing the surgical skill trainings for the surgeons to empower them to save the patients' lives. And here we are to hit the ground running, and we kindly offer to you the surgical skill kits for free trial, and we also offer the access to our online platform where the personalized suggestions for the surgeons are provided. So maybe we can have more healthy grandma and patient around. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you. Okay, questions from our jury. Stephanie.
Oh,
I do have a
Stephanie,
question.
I'll let you go ahead.
Thank you. I'm really curious about how this is being received within the medical field, like your true go-to-market strategy. I understand that it's pretty challenging to convince, specifically higher level medical professionals to buy into something new, especially when you're suggesting they're not doing something really well right now. So can you tell me a little bit about like what the feedback you guys have been getting from the medical community and what you and how you plan on breaking through into that market?
Mm-hmm. Sure, thank you for the question. The company was founded with a cardiac surgeon. So fortunately, we have some relationships to this medical field. And yeah, I had no time to explain this, but we already provide this solution to the cardiac and vascular field. And we already had these practical courses for the surgeons here in Europe, in the USA and in Japan also. And what you need to know about this solution is that these practical courses are extremely innovative now, because the surgeons don't know currently the outcome of their surgical performances. So what we provide them, it's not just comprehensive and innovative, but they are very curious and a little bit happy to receive these results and suggestions for improving their own surgical skill. But of course, I think it's not a secret to start with a new solution in this medical field. Every time it's very challenging, but I can say that we already provide these practical courses for the medical field, for the cardiac and vascular surgeons.
Great, Joe, you can take the last question.
I'll follow up. It's actually a good segue, I think, from Stephanie's question. I want to understand, Noemi, are you focusing on, one of your slides talked about attacking this from the resident standpoint or sort of new individuals coming in out of medical school, but then we're also talking about the surgeons. Who are you particularly targeting? Because I see a lot of this. I mean, the comment that I think was made tongue in cheek is that it's easier to influence the youth at times than the state-old professionals in their way. We see that in the legal field all the time. I want you to just, if you can comment on that, perhaps.
Yes. So as I said, our solution is very comprehensive, but currently we are focusing on the residency field and for the hospitals. Our courses are accredited, so it can be the part of the CMA, so the continuing medical education, and the surgeons can receive the credits after our courses. So it can be also part as the residency training field, and also for the surgeons who already has for a long time expertise, because it's also innovative for them. So yes, just to summarize my answer, we are focusing on the residency trainings and for the surgeons with expertise in the hospitals.
Great, thank you so much.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep us on moving along.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, thanks, Noemi.
Thank you.
So Up Medic, you're up next, and then Grade, you're on deck.
Hi, hello, thank you for the mic. Let me share the screen with you. Is it visible, the presentation?
Looks great.
Okay, thank you very much. So we are a startup based in Warsaw, and we believe healthcare needs precision and order. AppMedic is here to make clinicians' lives easier. It started with our founders who wanted to help their neighbor radiologist in improving her efficiency. However, it turned out that that wasn't an isolated case. Actually, 66% of radiologists' time is devoted to paperwork, including reports creation. There are 4 typical methods to present a radiological report. However, researchers show that structured text and images are a especially efficient one, and our team decided to focus on the first version. In order to save time, we decided to get rid of typing on keyboard by using templates that are like a to-do list, making sure that every organ visible in the image is described using standardized terminology. Additionally, we support decision-making process by enabling clinicians to conduct a pre-examination survey. Later on, they are provided with answers that form a whole package of information that is necessary for preparing a high-quality report. We also run tests with our early adopters that showed a threefold reduction in time in preparation of a head MRI report. So what makes us different? Well, our system was created for standard and complex cases of reporting. We provide well-structured information about patients. We enable teleradiological service, and our system is machine learning ready. On top of that, it has been tested already on Polish market. However, our great asset is also our team, Paweł and Krzysztof, who are founders, computer scientists, and creators of our system. And me, myself, responsible for sales and marketing and presenting today, as I would be the one coordinating our transfer to Canada. However, that is just the beginning. We finished last year by adding features to our system thanks to cooperation with early adopters and partners in accelerators. We started this year with intensive sales, and actually 2021 will be for us the year of sales and business partnerships. By the end of Q2, we hope to achieve 150 radiologists as client, so that in Q3 we can focus on expansion to Germany and Canada and finish 2021 with 500 radiologists. However, in the meantime, we would like to adapt our system to other specializations so that they can become our clients in future as well. So why Canada? Well, as you can see, there are numerous reasons. However, most important for us is that the demand for radiologists has been increasing and it's not meeting the supply, especially in remote areas. And therefore, 40% of patients has been reporting having struggles with obtaining their radiological examination. On this basis, we believe our system can be of great help and use to Canadian clinicians. We are aware that access to data and procurement can be a challenge for us in the beginning, but that is why we hope to get your support on our journey, especially in conducting pilots of our system in Canadian clinics, and therefore you could help us make clinicians' lives easier. Thank you.
All right, great. Thanks so much, Sophia. Great presentation. Okay, questions from our jury.
Well, here I can chime in. First of all, I really appreciate the fact that you actually addressed the Canadian question. I think that's really good because I guess this is all about how do we bring these things into Canada. So I'm just trying to get a little bit more information. So you've tested this in the Polish market. So can you give me a little bit? So this is like drop-down menus where radiologists can just essentially expedite. So the key goal is. So I'm trying to get an idea of quality versus efficiency. Are you increasing efficiency or just decreasing the time it takes for a radiologist to do the case?
Yes, actually it's both because, well, from one point, we increase their efficiency and the timeliness of creating such reports thanks to this getting rid of use of the keyboard and the templates that we provide. However, from the other perspective, also by using standardized terminology and those templates that are created by expert radiologists, we also get rid of errors that can come on the way. So we've actually, according to our tests, we can provide like 99% accuracy. Of course, we cannot get rid of everything. However, that also helps the error, the possible errors.
Okay, no, this is very exciting. Thank you.
Shelley.
Hey, thanks, Mary. Sophia, really great use of 3 minutes. I will commend you on that. I'm not familiar with this space, so can you just give me a high level, like who are your key competitors?
Well, maybe I will share my screen then very briefly for that, as we have the slide on our key competitors. Actually, since we focus on text analysis, it's kind of a niche in radiological sphere. Most of startups focus on imagery analysis. However, that is useful for standard cases, and text, as here visible on the slide, text also enable us to take care of standard as well as complex cases of reporting. So in those terms, our main competitors would be, as mentioned here, Smart Radiology, RadPoint, and PenRad. And actually, what is interesting in that case, we couldn't really find the direct competition in Canada. So Smart Radiology is from Germany, PenRad is from US, and RadPoint is in Poland. And as you can see, they do not provide everything that we do. So there is always this, the difference between us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And it's a great presentation, definitely much needed. I'm wondering about your competition and the hurdles on the Canadian market, and I guess physicians adopting this new platform. Is there any hurdles with interacting with the big gorillas of Epic and Cerner and anybody else that kind of holds those images hostage, or is this a pre-EHR, EMR service?
You know what, if I could introduce here my colleague who was shown, Pavel, because I think he would be more able to provide you with accurate answer to that question.
Hello.
With us.
Nice to meet you all. Yes, of course, there are some competitors like Epic, but not a direct competitors, because we sit kind of in between, between the clinician and the end system that eventually stores the data. We of course provide some functionality is related to storing patients' data, but we strictly focus on data input, on precise data input, in a structured way that is then sent via some standards like HL7 clinical document architecture, or SNOMED CT, or for instance, there's also DICOM structured reports.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you for that. So you're built on HL7, so you can interact with them. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. This is like an M code for radiologists, which is being developed. I think this is a great product because this is what's missing in terms of not having to sift through AHR records and then be able to link radiology data with M code data with then biomarker data. I think this is, it's very important.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Great discussion, everybody. Okay.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Grade, and then Sayar is on deck.
If you guys could just say if you can see my screen. That
Yep,
would be nice.
looks good.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Hi, everyone. My name is David. I'm representing Cineco, and we are introducing you our product, Grade. So basically, during our work, we have seen that the number of radiological images, such as CTs or MRIs, they have skyrocketed while the number of radiologists have remained fairly stagnant. What's more, the current reporting workflows are not efficient enough because 99% of them results in unstructured data. And this poses problems for quality, reproducibility, and efficiency in healthcare systems. So this is where Grade comes in the picture. So Grade is basically a structured reporting software for radiologists, which enables them to create structured reports faster in a standardized and translatable way. Instead of typing redundant sentences hundreds of thousands of times a day, a radiologist can easily select any lesions from our standardized template by clicking, by filling out questionnaires, or by just dictating and saying their own terms. This leads to a highly structured data, which can be further used for research and which we can translate with one click of a button. So how are we different than our competitors? Basically, this highly structured output enables us to generate fluent texts and enables us to translate our reports. Why Canada? Why Great is not only bilingual, but it's actually multilingual. And in markets like Canada, this is a huge problem. And this could increase the patient satisfaction and the efficiency of healthcare and the cost efficiency in hospitals and teleradiology centers with a huge amount. So GRADE is not only compatible with any existing healthcare infrastructure system, but we are compatible with any radiological infrastructure system or POC system as well. And also third-party AI modules such as Occipit, which is a chest CT AI module, can be integrated as a module into GRADE. Our road to market is basically two ways. First, we have already started gathering distributors. Armus is a medtech startup from the Silicon Valley, and we have already started building up our long-term internal sales capabilities. Regarding our traction, we have already done 2 pilots. We got our first revenue last year, and we have a scheduled Swiss pilot with the Zurich University Hospital starting from next month in cooperation with GE Healthcare. So our product development is the structured reporting engine Gradebox for the integration, 3 languages, English, German, and Hungarian, and now we are looking for Canadian features. Our team consists of business, software development, and radiologists, and we are currently looking for $500,000 of private investment to get to a CVC investment. Thank you very much for your attention.
All right, thank you. Questions from our jury? Joe.
I'll jump in here, David. David, thank you for that. I want to better understand the pain point of the radiologist, because a lot of these plays are based on, you know, administrative tasks, record keeping for busy professionals. Again, as you said, the data is unstructured. They don't have time to do this. I know chatting with a lot of doctors, it's the thing they hate to do at the end of the day when we talk about nothing. Talk to me more about that. And if you could also specify from maybe your product discovery and whatnot, what percentage of their day is getting sucked up in compliance with some of these?
Yeah. So basically our founders are radiologists, so they have a first-hand experience in this problem. It takes about 30 to 40% of a radiologist's day to fill out these reports. It's a huge pain point.
Do you foresee that this is actually very similar to the previous one that we listened to, but I guess, do you see other applications of this system as like in other sectors in healthcare, especially like pathology?
Yeah.
Are you looking into that to diversify your marketplace?
Yes, of course. So basically our main market, we have identified 400 medical reports that we could use, that we could standardize. These include pathology, neurology, and radiology mainly. And also we are trying to develop other business units. So basically the labeled data, the labeled image heavy data stays at the hospital. But if we can get to an agreement and get that data and in an anonymized version, we can sell that for AI companies to develop their own modules. And also hospitals can use that for research as well. So basically research, teleradiology, just usual radiological workflows, and then the AI, the third-party AIs are all in the market. Yeah.
No, this is good. Anything like, you know, I'm very interested in how we build a learning health system by being able to link software platforms, analysis platforms into then research platforms, and then the crosstalk there in data and how to do it is going to be very important. Yeah, thanks.
Great. We have time for one more question. Eddie?
David, no, it's great actually. I'm just going on Laszlo's as well. The AI component and the data for, let's say, triage and symptoms is very critical here now. So I was going to ask you that question on, now that they kind of dropped the laws in North America of, as an individual, I can own my own data as well. So I was wondering if you're thinking about that in terms of a registry or a user license agreement, so you can actually capture all that de-identify. That'd be a massive differentiator for your company in the field.
Yes, definitely. We have also plans for that. But first, we should get to know the Canadian market and the legalities on that market first, because I'm personally not sure about those. So of course, step by step, but we have plans for that. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Joel, you're up, and then Oasis Diagnostics, you're on deck.
All right, can you hear me okay?
Hear you great and see your slides.
All right, thank you.
Take it away.
Yeah, so hi, my name is Joel and I'm the CEO and co-founder of SciR. So let me begin by telling you my background is in molecular biology and laboratory work. And during my years in the laboratory, I noticed that we are making the cutting edge research using some of the most antiquated tools, such as the pen and paper we still meet basically in every lab we visit. This poses great challenges to replication and increases the cost of doing research by vast amounts, and it's the reason scientific breakthroughs, for example, for new drugs, treatments, or vaccines take so long. And as I saw that no one else is going to solve these challenges, I decided to do it myself. So together with our team, we developed an award-winning software service that works on traditional mobile devices, as well as also on the next generation of augmented reality smart glasses. It runs on our cloud environment, which is hosted on AWS. The users manage their work and data on the cloud, and they perform the laboratory procedures using the application. The application guides the user through an interactive protocol that asks the user to read barcodes, take pictures and voice memos, and allows easy way to connect smart devices. This results into automatic and accurate documentation that can easily be shared and brings the collaboration and replication to a whole new level. The automatic documentation allows more time to actual lab experiments, and preventing errors can even stop smaller companies from collapsing or academic research to lose its funding should they lack results. We have had roughly 50 pilot users so far, and we are just launching our beta testing phase with some smaller and bigger companies. And we're negotiating with many of the life science enterprises of pilot projects, but some of these negotiations have slowed down last year due to COVID-19. No big surprise there. So our team has various backgrounds from molecular biology to aviation and computer science, and we have also a couple of business advisors guiding our way time to time. We've gotten this far with our own money and some Finnish public funding, but now we're raising our bridge round to help us commercialize and expand to North America. We are planning to open our North American sales office in Canada since it provides easy access to US markets and also has 10 largest life science companies that have their operations in there. And the life science GDP in Canada, 31% comes from the R&D where a product provides the most value. So my name is Joel and I'll be happy to take your questions now. Thanks.
All right, great. Thanks so much. Questions from our jury?
Well, maybe I'll take the. Have you beta tested this? I mean, I didn't really. So how? What is your original? Like, where is your target population right now to beta test this, and how have you rolled it out? And my second quick question is that you do see applications in GMP manufacturing for like batch records, which I think could be a huge opportunity.
Yeah. So we have done mostly just kind of early stage piloting and prototyping in Finland, where we're based. But now we are launching the beta testing phase. We are mostly, our networks are mostly in Finland, Sweden, Estonia, some in Denmark. That's maybe the region we are doing the kind of, maybe still kind of small scale beta testing. And then we are looking to launch in the, probably after the first quarter of 2021. And probably going to launch first in EU, since we still have to figure out all the legalities and other stuff before we can move into the US markets and secure the funding for that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Joel. I think it's an interesting technology, especially if you're able to kind of timestamp the different activities from if it's cell growth to any activities you're using from Western blot PCR, etc. But if you can timestamp the early area where it's inoculation right up to the finished product and any activities that you're testing, is it a cloud-based software that you do allow back-end capacity to look at that timestamp and the activities?
Yeah, that's exactly the idea. So nowadays, most of the ELNs, electronic lab notebooks, or other kind of data that companies gather or research group gather automatically is mostly maybe the data from the analysis and when they were done, and maybe in some degree how they were done. But when it comes to manual work, it's usually just what has been done, and the documentation might be left on the notebook, like a physical notebook, and you don't know really what happened or what exactly. So this is what we are trying to change. Well, are changing that from the manual work, that each step is recorded, timestamp. There is the time, like other also encoded data for the pictures. So we can also increase the kind of confidence to the data, so you know that nobody can really falsify the data. So this is the exactly the idea, that we get much more precise data from manual workflows that is possible nowadays. And we see that it still takes some years before the automation can do enough different kind of workflows without costing insane amount of money. In that could be used also in the small scale stages in the early R&D.
Yeah, perfect, Joel. Yeah, because there's definitely on the data integrity and fidelity, there's lots of plays, as Laszlo mentioned, on the GMP side, even scale up different processes on the natural product industry. So
yeah, for batch recording and recording, you know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we are out of time for more questions. Sorry about that, Shelley. We'll get you on the next one. Thank you, Joel.
Thank you.
Okay, next up we have Oasis Diagnostics, and then they will be followed by the last one for today, DP Innovations. Okay, so Oasis, whenever you are ready. There we go.
Okay, can you hear my screen?
Yep, see and hear you loud and clear. So whenever you're ready.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Marcel from Oasis Diagnostics. Childbirth is the most beautiful time in a woman's life. However, women are not always aware of the risks that may be associated with a natural delivery. So let me start with the question. What do you think about even 24 million women with injuries, both recognized and unrecognized, each year? Nowadays, even 25% of natural deliveries may cause muscle injuries, and above 80% of them are undetected, and many of them can lead to fecal incontinence, and gold standard methods are only for specialized staff. So there is still no suitable method to detect perinatal injuries immediately after delivery and without highly qualified staff. And the clinical need is that we would like to have a method which is quick, simple, not invasive, that can sense both anatomical and functional problems, that can be used widely, be available right after delivery, and most preferable, have machine learning support. Therefore, we've created Oniri, medical device comprising the probe, already patented, and impedance spectrometer, along with machine learning models that are being using for automatic interpretation of the results. Our system is for private healthcare, for public healthcare, and even indirectly for patients. We've already performed pilot clinical studies. We have our final prototype that will be used for the main clinical trial pivotal study. Our plans also includes regulatory activities, the start of production, and the market entry next year. I think that our team gives the credibility to this project. Kasia is the co-creator of the market success of Debutier. This is the drug for gastrointestinal disorders, now operating by Polpharma. I am the creator of the new monitor, the research device used by many elite athletes to measure respiration, and many clinical, medical, and technical experience in the team also. We estimate our annual market at about 21 million Canadian dollars level, only for a private healthcare case. And I'm presenting this pitch mostly for investors. These are our needs to start selling, and we're also looking for some health service representatives who can help us with contacts with midwives trade unions. And it was a great pleasure to show you the Aniri, the medical device that can help to diagnose muscle injuries after natural delivery. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you, Marcel. Questions from our jury? Stephanie.
I have a question. I'm curious. I've had a couple of kids, so I can appreciate some of the things you were talking about. A lot of issues that women, there's a difference between issues that can be diagnosed right after childbirth, and then things that, as the years go on, it just bodies change, and it takes years before some of those injuries that you described typically come up. Can you talk to that a little bit in terms of what this will diagnose that is being missed right now, but what percentage of the injuries are absolutely evident right after childbirth or within the first week that this will be able to diagnose?
Thank you for the question. In fact, about 3-5% of natural deliveries can cause muscle injuries that are detected just after delivery, but we would like to provide a method which can find either very small changes that do not cause any, let's say, decrease of the quality of life of the woman just after delivery, because from the medical perspective, the impact of the early detection is very important. In fact, we can run very simple treatment just after delivery, even if the injury is very small, or we can prescribe some, let's say, rehabilitation for the woman to solve this problem without any treatment. So we are focusing on both, let's say, main injuries and very small ones that can grow in 10-20 years after the delivery.
So I'd be interesting then, just to pile onto that, then, is there also an opportunity within the market for you to be also targeting like OBGs who are then seeing women 10 years after childbirth when they're really starting to run into some of these issues? Because the stats on that are alarming.
Yeah, exactly. And even I could say that we are thinking about doing such a diagnostics before delivery also, before the first one and before the next ones, after having the experience after the first delivery, for example.
Cool, thank you.
So I assume this is an imaging device. I was just a little bit unclear. And then can you tell me just maybe in a couple of sentences, like how is the data collected? How is the data downloaded? How does that then it crosstalk to the clinician so the clinician can use the data? Okay, a little bit.
Okay, thank you. In fact, this device uses impedance measurement. So we are just measuring electrical impedance of the tissue in the anal canal. And we can sense both anatomical and functional problems based on the impedance values. So it is not an imaging method, but it's rather methods which can analyze the physical property of the tissue.
Okay. And then it's downloaded. So I'm just thinking, how does the clinician use the data? I mean, how does that relate to how the clinician uses the data is what I'm asking.
And this is the last question. So.
Okay. So in fact, there is no learning how to interpret impedance of that part of the body. So therefore, we think about adding machine learning system that can give the preliminary interpretation of the results, and based on that decide what to do next. But we don't want to show the impedance. We rather would like to show the interpretation based on the impedance measurement.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, and now last but not least, please welcome DP Innovations to close us out. Okay, we see your slides. Don't hear anything yet.
Yep.
There we go.
I'm here.
All righty.
So hello everyone, my name is David Usoni and I'm here on behalf of DP Innovations, and we're designing the respiratory inhaler of the future. So what we've actually realized is that current devices that treat COPD and asthma are quite ugly, big, and difficult to use and ineffective. And this I can actually demonstrate through a personal example, because my brother, he was diagnosed with asthma very early on, and he was prescribed an inhaler, and he's been using that for 5 years, but it's proven to be ineffective. And then when he went to the doctor, he realized that he was just not coordinating it right, and it wasn't delivering the medication properly. And so, you know, if my brother, who is not really a clumsy person, he cannot use inhalers properly, then, you know, there must be need for innovation in this market. And that's why we created our device, which is called Sprint. And as you can see, it has a simple, elegant, and very portable design. But at the same time, it's also very functional. It has a breath actuated mechanism, which is actually surprisingly unique in the medical device field, in the respiratory field. So all the medication that the patient inhales gets into the lungs. But the inhaler is also digital. It has an intelligent therapy monitoring system, which makes it possible for patients and doctors to receive more information about their respiratory therapy. And as you can see, our device has a 2-chamber technology. It has 2 chambers, and this makes adjustable medicine concentration possible. So what we're able to do is we're able to put the medicine in one reservoir, the liquid in the other, and we're able to mix them in any concentration that the user wants. And so he or she can select the substance concentration based on their symptoms. Here's a quick overview of our competitors. Obviously, we're competing against inhalers and nebulizers. As you can see, there is no medicine lost at all with Sprint because it's breath actuated. It obviously has a portable design, a monitoring system, and adjustable medicine concentration, which none of our competitors have.
Sorry, David, we cannot see your slides changing.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's good now. Thank you.
But did you see the previous ones?
No, just the first one.
So sorry. So here is the one that I talked about. This is our design, and here's the our features that I talked about. Here's the competitor analysis that I just talked about. And so the reason why we want to enter the Canadian market is because it's a good gateway to the US. I actually went to school in the US in Boston. And so the North American market is actually something of interest to me, and I have some connections there. And Canada, they have the very similar medical device licensing regulations as in the US and in Europe. So they are quite interchangeable. And there is also the Canadian Respiratory Research Network, which we have a good opportunity to connect to. We've done some market validation. We've done our clinical observation study with 5 patients. We have 45 more to go. We have a couple of medical key opinion leaders on board with 6 pulmonologists. We've done focus group testing with 18 testers, and we have over $1.4 million in distribution agreements with medical device distributors. Here's a quick overview of our team. We have a pulmonologist, 2 engineers. I'm the CEO, and we have a business development manager on board as well. We want to finish our clinical observation study by next quarter, and we want to make our device compliant with ISO standard to receive the CE mark. Then in the quarter after that, we want to file for a 510K and apply for a Class 2 medical device license in Europe and Canada. And this is when ideally we would prepare our go-to-market strategy, and then by the next year we would begin large-scale production and get our device on the market. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, David. And yeah, sorry we didn't catch that. Everybody was taking notes, I think, on everything that you were saying so quickly. All righty, questions from our jury?
I'll jump in here as a long sufferer of asthma with a moderate case. So this, David, what you said kind of really resonated with me on this. Just a few questions on the product. So you talked about the chambers and the usage. Is this meant for both control of a daily use inhaler as well as emergency use? And does that get into your point about the user being able to control the dosage and the mixing?
Yes, exactly. So what we've actually tested is everyday use, at home, but it could be also used for emergency, but we haven't tested yet, but it could potentially be used for that as well.
Okay, and then I'll just quick follow up on that too, just kind of building into that is I find the daily use versus some of the emergency ones, we can have wide swaths in terms of the cost to the patient at the end of the day, even under fairly robust insurance plans. So where does this kind of fall in the spectrum then for the actual asthma sufferer?
So actually our device is pretty well priced. So there are obviously inhalers and nebulizers are the two technologies that asthma and COPD patients use. Inhalers are quite cheap, but you have to buy them every single time one runs out. And this one is more like a nebulizer. You can refill the pods that are provided with so you only have to buy the medication. And so our price is going to retail around $90. Okay. US.
David, it was a great presentation, and I really appreciate your doing the landscape of the regulatory as well too. The 510K is probably going to be your quickest market in the US, especially in the emergency case. So I appreciate your time you put into that. I find that the nebulizer market is very interesting, especially for the absorption of different actives. Are you looking at anything else outside the asthma market as well?
We've been looking at the medical applications of CBD, which are obviously legal in Europe as well, but that's just as a possibility. We are able to atomize any liquid with a viscosity similar to water, and we're able to atomize it to 4 micron droplets that have really good deposition in the lungs. But we are currently focused on the medical application because that's where we see the most potential. But our device could potentially be used for other liquids as well.
Yeah, perfect, David. I appreciate that, especially the accurate dosing side as well, and the absorption. I think it's a key product that could really help out the medical field, not even the pulmonary side. So I appreciate your presentation.
Thank you.
Great. I think we have time for one last question. Shelley, did I see you raising your hand earlier or no? Okay. Okay. Great. Well, thank you so much, David. And thank you so much to all of our startups. I think it was a really impressive group. So I'm super happy with how everything turned out. So thank you, everybody. And thank you so much to our mentors for helping the teams get prepared and do a great job today. I think you can really tell, when people have had a little support in preparing for these competitions, I think it tends to go a lot smoother. All righty, so thank you so much, everybody. We are actually almost perfectly on schedule, just a few minutes behind. So now is the time in our event where we're going to split up. So everybody who is here in the audience, you can go ahead and go over to the Blitzer. This is a different platform that you can reach in your browser. So the link is right there. Feel free to leave the Zoom and pop over there. I'm going to stay in here with the jury. So Yuli, our technical person, if you could invite me and the jury members into a breakout room. And then I'm going to pass the word over to Victoria, our other colleague, who's going to be guiding everybody else through the networking portion. So Victoria, take it away. And jury members, just accept the invite to go into the breakout room, and I'll see you there in a moment. Thanks.
Okay. Great. So if everyone can I'm trying to share my screen, but I'm not able to do it. So yeah, thank you so much. So really quickly, if everyone can go to here. So the link is in the chat. I'm going to be almost like guiding. I hope you can all hear me. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, great. So I'm Victoria. You saw me in the slide on the slides before. I know some of you. Very nice to see you again. So I'm going to be guiding you towards the networking area. So everyone go to the link. You're going to see access something that looks like this. Remember to use Chrome. So here I'm not using Chrome. I'm going to go pop on my Chrome right now. But remember that if you haven't done that yet, you're able to categorize. And I'm going to give you a few minutes to do this. You can do it here or when you enter the room. Who you would like to talk to. And this happens by clicking the green button, or if you want to talk to them, if there's someone that you're interested in talking and being matched with, or you're going to be able to go like maybe here, not necessarily that interested, or definitely you don't want to talk to someone. So make sure to do that and then click join, and we'll see you guys there. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second. So if I can start getting people there, and I'm going to see you in that place. I'm going to show you how. Open my. And if you have any problems or technical issues, you can come back here. Yeah, it looks like that. So does anyone have any questions? Can I see you there? Because I'm going to get out of the Zoom for a second. Everyone okay? Or anyone have any questions? Good. Okay, I'm going to see you guys there. And again, if anyone have any questions, remember that you can come back to the Zoom room and there'll be people helping you here.
Hey everyone, so please click on the Blitzer link and join Blitzer. And unfortunately, Blitzer and Zoom don't work together. So if you're in Blitzer, please close Zoom for the best experience you can have.
Yeah, I noticed that it only uses Google Chrome, which which is kind of forcing me to download another. That's really anyway. I'll try to get one downloaded. It's gonna take a while, but just weird that that's something that people do. Anyway. I mean Chrome, forcing people to use one browser.
So guys, just another reminder, unfortunately, Blitzer and Zoom doesn't work together. So if you're taking part in the networking, please quit Zoom and go to Blitzer. If you have any issues, just feel free and we can help you. Hey, Mark. You're on mute, unfortunately.
That's all right.
Yeah, so right now we are having our networking session.
Yeah, I was trying to get into this Blitzer thing and having a bad time, so I'm probably going to go for lunch.
Okay.
Because it's I'll try one more time to get in because it was loading software, it was doing Chrome. This is not not a fun time.
Sorry for the inconvenience. Yeah.
I need the link again because I tried.
Yeah, I can put it here again. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, you have to download Chrome because
Yeah,
it
no,
only supports
I've
Chrome.
got it, and then it says, you know, you have to log on with LinkedIn and da 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 da. So it's pretty awful. We'll try again.
Thanks for the feedback.
All right.
Hi, Patricia. Do you have any problems with Blitzer?
No, not at all. I had to step out because I had to take care of my parents for half an hour.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm now dialing back in for the overall meeting. Just leave me in and I'm waiting for the ceremony.
Okay, good. But I think if you want to join the networking, just click on the Blitzer link and register.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You right? And before we announce the winners, we want to show a bit of small appreciation to our partners from Finland and Poland. So we're going to be playing some videos from them. So you can do that right now while we wait, and then we're going to come back. We're going to come back here, and the winners will be announced. Julie, do you have the video? Here we go. I'll give you the floor.
Hello there. I represent Startup Hansa, an ecosystem based in Gdańsk, in Poland. And let me tell you briefly what it's about. So, our main mission is to connect Central European cities to the major business and technology hubs around the world in order to create a sustainable startup ecosystem. And why we do it? Because we believe that by empowering the free flow of data, capital, and talent, we can provide a full life cycle ecosystem for sustainable growth. And currently, we're looking for ecosystem builders, door openers to foster cooperation, onboarding new cities, and VCs that are investing across borders. So if you feel like we might have something in common, feel free to connect with us. Thank you so much.
Julie, the audio isn't coming through.
I think this is from Angi's computer, but that's okay. Okay. How was the networking?
Intensive, but very nice.
Great. All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. Hope you met some new connections. And I know it was quick. 5 minutes is usually enough to get just a flavor to know that you want more. So hopefully you guys could exchange some contact information. If there's somebody you didn't get a chance to talk to but would like to, you can take a look at our partner catalog that we sent around. If for some reason you did not make it into the partner catalog, maybe you just learned about this event in the last minute and joined us today, but you'd like to be included, please also reach out. We'll put our email address here in the chat, and you can get in touch and we'll make sure that you're added in too. Okay, so we just came back from deliberating with the jury. So you guys did not make our job easy. So we had a really great lineup of pitches. It was a tough choice, but I think we made it down to the finals. Before I pass the word to our representative from the jury, who will be explaining the decisions and announcing the prizes, I just want to say a quick thank you to our partners in Finland and Poland. So Input was doing the main scouting in Hungary, obviously where we have a strong presence and dedicated pipeline and portfolio of companies, but we could not have done this expansion into other European countries without some of our great partners in Finland and Poland. So we saw a little video from the Turco Health Club in Finland and Startup Hansa in Poland. So thank you so much. And to all the technology and foreign economic attachés also who helped us in the scouting efforts. Okay, just a quick word about the prizes. So we will have 3 winners announced tonight, 1 grand prize winner and 2 finalists. The grand prize winner will receive a market access support package by Smart Landing Program Canada. Basically, we'll take you into our network and do everything we can to help you for 3 months, valued at about 20,000 Canadian dollars. This is not a cash prize, but a market support package. And then the 2 runners up will also receive a smaller package, which is our mentoring package from Smart Landing Program Canada. Just because you didn't win a prize, it doesn't mean that we don't like you and don't want to stay in touch with you. We heard a lot of great companies today. We look forward to keeping in touch with you. So we'll definitely be following up with you in the days and weeks to come. Okay, and with that, I think I will hand the word to Shelley King, chairwoman of our board of Smart Landing Program Canada, and she's going to be explaining the top picks from the jury. So Shelley, welcome back. You're on mute.
It's only been 10 months of Zoom and I still can't remember to take myself off.
No worries.
So before we get into announcing the finalists and the ultimate grand prize winner, on behalf of the jury, just want to say thank you to Input for allowing us to do this today. It was really great to see some up and coming companies, innovations from different countries in Europe. And also it just reinforced my excitement about working with SLP Canada as we move forward. To everybody who pitched today, having spent a great majority of my time over the course of my career helping companies pitch, being forced to pitch myself, 3 minutes is really tough to deliver a message. So everybody did a great job. I personally can't do it in under 5. So I have a really true appreciation of how much effort it takes to get your message across in 3 minutes. So I'm going to start with the finalists, the 2 finalists in no particular order. The first one is DP Innovations. Thank you very much. I know you had a little bit of a technical glitch with the slide advancements. However, that did not take away from the fact that we, as a jury, thought that your presentation was very clear. There is a clear market need for your device. And we also thought there's a lot of potential beyond the asthma market for the nebulizer space. And again, thank you for the clear presentation. Congratulations. Our second finalist, please excuse me if I don't get the pronunciation quite right, Sai-er. Again, really clear presentation, a well-defined market need, many applications from the lab all the way to CGMP facilities. We also liked your effort to outline the Canadian market, and again, very concise and clear. So again, we're happy that you are one of our 2 finalists. So congratulations. And finally, the grand prize winner is Up Medica. We thought you did a a really great job in the 3 minutes. You address a clear market need in the radiology space, both from an efficiency and an accuracy perspective. And we really liked how much thought and research you did in the potential for the Canadian market. So thank you very, very much. And congratulations to all of our panelists and also to our 3 finalists today.
All right, thank you. Sophia, are you still here with us? Do you want to say, give your congratulations speech? Congratulations.
Well, first of all, thank you so much. I think I'm a bit moved, so I don't know. But thank you so much for, well, appreciating our effort, because we really we're really determined to success on Canadian markets. So so we're happy it was recognized, and we're expecting we're gonna do a really good job in those next 3 months, and we will try to make the most of the award that we will be granted. So thank you once again, and it was a pleasure to meet you all, and congrats. I told already some people during the networking session that congrats for the preparation of this event, because I know that sometimes it can be hectic, and it was really well prepared. So thank you.
All right, great. Thank you so much. Congratulations to our winners. We'd like to do a group photo if everybody is okay with that. So everybody who's still here, go ahead and turn on your video, give a big smile and a big wave. And somebody from our team is going to take a couple screenshots so we have this as a record. Love to see those smiling faces. That's beautiful. All right, well, thank you so much to everybody. Thank you so much to all of our mentors for your time and effort in helping get our companies prepared for this. And thank you to all of you for being here. I mean, this is not, this was a 2.5, 3 hour long event. I know that there's many other things competing for your time and attention. I really appreciate that we had so many of you stick with us all the way through. And this is just the beginning. So this was our first such event. We'd love to do more of these in the future. If you're interested, if you have an industry focus or a geography focus and you want to help us jump in and organize one of the next ones, please get in touch. We would love to do this to explore a new ecosystem throughout the year. As I said, we're growing, we're expanding our network. We'd love to help everybody come over to Canada, and we want to get all of our Canadian friends over here. So we're super excited about the future. We're not going away, so you'll definitely be hearing from us in the weeks and months to come, and keep in touch. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you.
Great,
Bye.
thank you.
Thank you.
Great
Bye.
job. Excellent program.
Great.
Thank
you.
Thanks, everybody. Take
Very
care.
much. Bye.
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 Bye.